Today's stretch is going to be nice and short. It's going to be targeted to just stretch and release our neck and our shoulders. So you don't need any equipment for this. A yoga mat would be great, or just a small space where you can get onto the floor. We're gonna be nice and short and sweet. If you have been sitting at a desk all day, or you tend to hold your shoulders up by your ears and you just feel all this tension like most of us do, this is gonna be so nice for you. So come to a comfortable seat. Cross your legs, take your hands into your lap, and just start to roll the shoulders back and down. And sometimes it just takes this little pause of like, oh wow, I didn't realize how tight I was until I just started moving in this area of my body. So just start to make those circles a little bit bigger, bringing the shoulders up by the ears and back and down. And then keeping a nice tall spine, take your shoulders down as far as you can away from your ears. Like the crown of the head is just being pulled up. Draw that belly button in just slightly and let your eyes close here. And just starting off with a moment of stillness, start to slow down your breath, making your inhales and your exhales a little bit deeper, a little bit longer. Each exhale that you take, just start to let those shoulders and that neck and the muscles around your neck just relax a little bit. Noticing that as we slow down our breath, we start to calm down our nervous system. We start to really just relax in these areas that we do tend to hold tension without even realizing it sometimes. So just start to lean into that breath, lean into this presence. No matter what you've done today, what part of the day it is that you're watching this, or whatever you have to do after, you're taking this time to take care of yourself, to release some of this tension, to hit that reset button. So keep deepening that breath. Let's take 2 breaths together here. Breathe in through the nose, lift up through the crown of the head. Really expand through the lungs, open up. Exhale. Soften in those shoulders, let your hands feel heavy. Take a big breath in. Fill it up all the way. Hold that breath at the top, lift up through the spine, and exhale. Soften in those shoulders. Keeping that spine nice and tall. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder and keep your shoulders down away from your ears as far as they can go. So it's like you have this gravitational pull between your ear and your shoulder, but you're keeping that shoulder down. So the left shoulder isn't hunching up and you're not really leaning to the side, but keep that spine nice and tall and keep that left shoulder blade and that left shoulder pulling down towards the ground. And you'll start to feel a release in the left side of the neck. Keep the eyes closed if you can, and just keep connecting with those inhales and exhales. If you'd like to take this even further, you can reach your left hand out beside you, walking those fingertips as far as you can over, maybe even floating the hand up off of the mat. And if you would like even more intensity here, you can apply some overpressure with that right hand on the left side of your head. Take 3 more breaths with me here. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Keep breathing and creating space on the left side of the neck. Maybe you drop that head back just a little bit. And take 1 more breath here. And keeping the stretch through the left side of the neck, just gently start to draw your chin down towards your armpit. Look down towards that right thigh. Take this right hand to the back of the head and just pull that chin in towards the armpit. And then take this left hand and walk it back towards kind of the back of the mat. And you'll feel a stretch more through the back part of the left side of the neck. Just take 3 breaths with me here. Keep reaching those the left fingertips back and drawing that chin down towards that right armpit. Take 2 more big breaths here. Draw that chin down a little bit more. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. And then just draw that chin down towards the chest. Take your hands behind your head and draw those elbows in towards one another. Stretching through the back part of the spine, the back part of the neck. And then slowly take those hands back into the lap. Draw your left ear to your left neck. Drawing that right shoulder down towards the ground, keeping the spine nice and tall. You can take whatever variation with your arms you'd like. If you just want to keep that head kind of pulled over to the left side, you can stay right here. You can reach that right hand out beside you, maybe floating the fingertips up off of the mat or just reaching them as far over as you can. And maybe applying some overpressure here. Keep breathing deep here. It takes time to stretch our muscles. It's not something that you can just do for 10 seconds and then move on to the next pose, but creating length in our muscles takes some time. So breathe into this space. Breathe into opening up. Maybe kind of nodding the head yes, just a little bit, creating space here. Take 2 more breaths with me here. Inhale. Exhale it out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. Reach your right hand even further over and breathe out. Take your left hand to the back of your head, turn your head to the left a little bit, and just start to draw that left chin down, or the chin down towards your left armpit, if you have 2 chins. Oh boy, you just have to laugh sometimes. So you should feel a stretch through the back of the right side of the neck, applying just as much overpressure as it feels comfortable. So you don't want to strain here. Walk that right hand back towards the back of the mat and keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, pushing all of that air out. 2 more big breaths. And then slowly take both hands back towards the back of the mat and just drop that chin, or drop that head back and take your chin up towards the ceiling. We look down at our phones a lot or whatever's in front of us, so just take a moment to stretch through the front part of the throat, creating space in your lungs just like you did at the beginning of the class. Drop that head back even more. Take one more breath with me here. And then slowly take that head back to center. Take your hands to the top of your mat. Come onto your hands and your knees into a tabletop position. Spread wide through the fingertips. Tuck those toes. Lift the hips up high. Downward facing dog. Press those heels down towards the ground. Maybe walk out your down dog. And then go ahead and walk those feet up towards the hands, coming into a forward fold. Let the back of the legs begin to open and just let the head hang heavy. Rise all the way to stand. Reach those arms up and overhead. And then breathe out, forward fold. Reach down for the ground. Keep your left foot where it's at and step the right foot to the back of the mat, coming into a lunge position. Reach the arms up, crescent lunge. So from here, you're going to keep the hands lifted and find this nice stable position with your legs. So a little bit of a stretch through the front part of the right hip. And then reach those hands forward. Take a big breath in. So reach it forward, but try not to lean forward. Keep that spine up nice and tall. And then exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together and pull those elbows back. 2 more times. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, pull back. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, squeeze and hold, and then lift that head up. Take that chin up. Sweep those arms up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to a high plank. Keep that core engaged and tuck that chin. So pull the back of the head up towards the sky. Take a big breath in with me here. Shift forward and exhale to your chaturanga. Drop to your belly. Come up for cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Go ahead and shake that head yes and no. Let the head hang heavy. Lift those hips up high. And take a breath with me here. Inhale. And as you exhale, press the chest towards the thighs and bend at both knees. Hang out here. Feeling an opening up through the front part of the chest. Maybe move the hips side to side. And then start to walk those feet back up towards the hands. Forward fold. Rise to stand. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Reach down for those feet. Drop that head. This time, step your left foot to the back of the mat. Find that crescent lunge position. Reach those arms up. Feel a stretch through the front part of the left hip. Find that nice stable base. Take a big breath in and reach those hands forward. And then exhale, pull those elbows back, squeeze in your shoulders. Really open up here, maybe even lean back in the chest. Take a big breath in, sweep those arms forward. Big breath out, squeeze. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze and hold. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and start to lean back even more. Shift that gaze up towards the sky. Sweep those arms up and overhead. Breathe in with me. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to your high plank. The back of the neck is being drawn up. That core is engaged. Take a big breath in with me. Exhale to your chaturanga and hold here for 3, 2, 1. Drop all the way down to your belly. Take your right hand and cross it over taking that hand off the left side of the mat, and then do the same thing with the left hand, crossing it over the right. Reach your fingertips as far as they can go. You'll feel a stretch through the back between the shoulder blades, and just let the chin rest down onto the top of the left hand, and take 5 slow breaths here. Take a big breath in. Really pull those shoulder blades apart and continue to walk those fingertips out. Exhale. Staying connected with that breath. And squeeze through your glutes. Take 2 more breaths here. Exhale, walk those fingertips out even further apart. Take 1 more breath here. Exhale. Slowly start to walk those hands back underneath your armpits. Shift your gaze down towards the floor. Squeeze through your glutes. Lift your feet up off of the ground, and then pull your hands. Your elbows are going to go up towards the sky, and your hands are going to float just to hover above the mat, and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Hold here for 3, 2, squeeze through the entire back body, 1, and then slowly drop those feet down. Walk your left hand over off the right side of the mat, and just like you did on the other side, cross that right arm over to the left side. So the right arm is on top this time. You're reaching those hands as far apart as you can. Let your head rest, your chin rest onto your right arm, and take 5 slow breaths here. Reaching those fingertips apart. Really pull between those shoulder blades, and if the mind starts to wander, just keep connecting with that breath. Take 3 more breaths with me. Two more. Big breath in, big breath out. Reach those fingertips, even walk them further apart, even farther. 1 more big breath in. And then exhale. Soften in those shoulders. Start to walk your hands back towards your body, uncrossing them. This time, clasp your hands behind you at your low back, and then lift up through the entire body. Keep your gaze down towards the ground. Take 3 breaths with me here. Inhale and exhale. Big breath in, big breath out. Squeeze through the shoulders even more, through the glutes. 1 more breath. And then exhale. Lower those feet down. Take your left hand right by that left armpit, and take your right arm out beside you, reaching that hand as far out as you can, and the hand is in line with the shoulder here. Turn your head to the left and drop that right cheek down onto the mat, and you're going to lean and turn onto the right side of the body. Take the left foot and step it behind you. You'll feel a nice stretch through the front part of the right chest as you start to look up towards the ceiling. We won't be here too long, but really start to open up here. You can even reach that left arm back. You can drop the head down, or you can keep the head lifted, but stretching through the pecs, the right pec. Just feel the rise and the fall of your belly. Relax in that upper body. And slowly roll back onto your belly. Take the left arm out beside you, straightening it out, keeping it at the level of your shoulder. Take your right hand by your right armpit and just slowly start to roll over onto your left side body, stepping the right foot behind you, keeping that palm facing down. You can turn your head up towards the ceiling. or you can rest that head down. You can even reach that right arm back. And just take some slow breaths here. Adjust however you need to. Noticing how one side might feel completely different than the other. We hold our tension sometimes on one side of our body more so than the other. And take one more breath with me here. Inhale. And then exhale. Slowly roll back on to the belly. Take your hands right underneath your armpits. Rise up for cobra or upward facing dog. And then take a big breath out. Lift those hips up high. Downward facing dog. Take a big bend at both knees and just press the chest towards the thighs. Move those hips side to side and maybe even coming up onto the fingertips here in your down dog, just playing around with it. We really just want to open up through those shoulders, press the chest towards those thighs even more. And take one more breath with me here. Inhale. Open that mouth and let it go. Let it go. Come down onto your knees. Cross those feet behind you. Come back into a seated position, just like we started the class. Take those hands into your lap and just take about 10 more rolls back and down with those shoulders, noticing the difference that you feel in your mobility. Maybe circle out your neck if you need to, nice and slow. And then drop those shoulders away from the ears. Find that nice tall spine. Let your hands rest into your lap and close those eyes with me. Slowing down right here, right now. Noticing the difference that you feel in your body. And just taking a moment to remember how much our mind and our bodies are connected. When we're stressed, we tend to hold that tension in our body. And when we hold tension in our body, we also tend to stress a little bit more, so it's a cycle. But today you've taken just these few short moments to release your muscles, to slow down and to connect with your breath. And know that this practice of self-care really can carry off of the mat into every single action that you take after this. So you are more connected, a little bit more open as you move into whatever comes your way next. And take a big breath in, fill it up all the way to the top. Crown of the head lifts up towards the ceiling, and then let it go. Exhale. Take your hands to your forehead. Thank you so much. Press your palms together in a prayer. Thank you for taking this time for yourself, for your body, and I hope that you carry this peace and this intention and this openness into every single thing that comes your way next. Namaste. So thank you for taking this short pause, for taking care of yourself, for releasing this part of your body. You can come back to this at any time of the day. You can also just come back to slowing down that breath and just dropping the shoulders away from your ears. This can be done at any time throughout the day. Finding that nice tall spine, recentering, and just kind of letting go. So if you have any questions about any of this, please let me know. I would love to connect with you and to work on anything that you have situationally or individually. And I hope that I will see you again very, very soon.